Daily Broadside, day 674. Have I ever told you or mentioned the BPP? I don't think I have. The Bad Pussy Party? Well, if I haven't, and I don't think I have, if memory serves, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's a stupid little story, but it all goes back to my maternal grandmother's 70th birthday, at which my mom contacted one of her church friends. Ipso facto came into all of her other church friends. And there was 12 of them, right? All these different couples, and they were called the Dirty Dozen. This is important later in the story. So we get all these blue-haired women all in one place, and they come up, and my grandfather brought my grandmother in, not knowing it was a surprise party with the old Dirty Dozen. I don't know if that meant she was the baker's dozen or if she was the 12th. At any rate, there was a bunch of blue hairs in the house. We're eating deviled eggs, having Kool-Aid and whatnot. She pops in, "Oh, Dilly, what a surprise." She didn't really talk like that, but she comes in and we're doing all that. And we have a room at my parents' house that is called a living room. I don't know why, because no one lives in there. It's like a little museum piece, and no one's allowed to go in there without a purpose, There's a piano, grandfather clock, an antique ice box refrigerator where they used to put the ice in there. That's now a liquor cabinet. Just a bunch of antique crap, nice rugs. There's really no reason to go in there. In fact, a little aside, I tried convincing my parents to wall it off because it attaches to the front door and let it be my bedroom when I was a kid, because it was a way bigger room, but that got ixnayed. At any rate, at some point during the party, I meander and skedaddle my way into said living room, and I'm like, God, it smells like bad pussy in here, right? That was the words that I used to myself. And I was like, what is that? And at the time, I'm not talking out loud, but I said this to myself. There were a couple blue hairs in the corner enjoying their punch and deviled eggs, right? So I go in and find my maternal unit, and I pulled her aside, and she's, working the crowd. And, "Hey, how's everybody doing? Do you need a refill on punch?" and all that kind of crap. And I pull her aside, and I'm like, "One of these ladies got some bad pussy." And she says, "What?" I was like, because that would take you by surprise. I said, "Do I need to repeat myself? One of these blue hairs has got some bad pussy." And I said, then I went off on a tangent, because I was like, I know they use Mass&Gill or Summer's Eve, because that's what this generation did. They douche it, right? And I said, ain't nobody douching no more except these people, because they still sell these products. And this is the crowd in your house. This is the market that these douche companies are marketing to. Well, somebody ain't doing it, right? We should get a show of hands of who's a Mass&Gill girl, who's a Summer Eve's girl, and all this. Long story short, she follows me in there. Now, by this time, the two ladies had meandered their way out of the room, probably because they smell bad pussy. And I walk over to the room, and I was like, "You smell that?" And she's like, and my mom, swear to God, she says, "It does smell like bad pussy in here." And so I was like, aha, so we're on to something. Long story short, party ends. Everybody goes home at the crack of 4 p.m. They want to beat the traffic before it gets dark at 9. And we're sitting there, and it's still lingering in that one room. We're like scratching our heads, like, what in the hell's going on? Well, there's a crawl space underneath there. So she calls like every basement crawl space, expert in the tri-state area to come out and find it. Never figured out what was wrong. No moisture problems, no whatever, but it would crop up every summer and then crop back down. And then after 2 or 3 years, it just didn't exist anymore. In fact, I was just in that room not long ago, about 14 minutes ago. No bad pussy. But on that day, that bad pussy was all up in that bad pussy party. BPP.